Hey you guys, I'm so excited to be back with another DCC video today. This one is exciting. I feel like we're almost halfway through the NFL season, so I wanted to give you guys a little recap on what's happened so far in DCC land. There is a lot of tea to be spilled, so I'm having a cup of tea today, and it's my Texas mug. I got this when I visited Texas, I think 2 years ago. But if it's the PM where you are, grab a glass of wine because there is a lot to unpack here and you're definitely going to need it. It's also important to note before we get into today's video that there will be spoilers ahead for season 3 of America's Sweetheart. So if you don't want any spoilers, stop here and come back in June or July when it airs. But let's get stuck into what has been happening so far in the world of DCC this season. This is probably the most recent and some of the biggest news we've seen so far was the arrest of Melissa Rycroft Strickland. So you guys might remember Melissa from all the way back in I believe season 1 or 2. She was a DCC and she cheered for 2 seasons on the Cowboys. She went on to become a contestant on The Bachelor. I'm pretty sure she ended up like winning, but then he dumped her later and it was like a whole big thing. Following that, she was on Dancing with the Stars and she ended up winning. Now, Dancing with the Stars isn't as big here in Australia as it is in America. Like, I know it's massive in America. So for her to be on such a show like that and win was amazing. She came back to DCC years later as a mentor showmanship coach, I think. It was like a bit of a weird role where she would just come along and talk to the girls, help them out a bit, especially the girls who were struggling a little bit and try to get them up the ranks into the top 36. And while she hasn't been featured at all in season 1 or 2 of America's Sweethearts on Netflix, she has been on the judging panel and we can see that in photos here. So what we know is on September 23rd this year in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, Melissa was pulled over by the cops and she was busted for a DWI, which is driving under the influence of drugs or alcohol. She was then taken into custody and booked into the local jail. She sat there for 8 hours before getting released on a $1,000 bond with the promise to appear in court at a later date that we are yet to know about. When I do find out, I will link it below. But her mugshot is, oh my God, like I would crawl into a hole and die if that was my mugshot. That is scary. And to make matters worse, her lawyer came out with a statement that is wild. So I'm going to read that out for you now. Melissa's lawyer, Brett Martin, tells TMZ, "I want to remind the public of the fundamental principle of our justice system. Every individual is presumed innocent until proven guilty. We as a society have gotten completely away from this fundamental concept. My client was arrested on the allegation of driving while intoxicated. An arrest is no indication of guilt." I mean, you just need to look at this photo of her. TMZ, love them or hate them, they were able to get a copy of the search warrant from the local police station, which gives us a lot more detail. And don't forget that Melissa's lawyer said that everyone's innocent until proven guilty and these are allegations and everything. Please keep that in mind when I tell you this next bit. So firstly, the state officers responded to a call just after noon on September 23, so middle of the day, on a Tuesday, noon on a Tuesday. It's not even the weekend. The police said they found Melissa standing there next to an off-duty fireman and she was like swaying side to side. They also said she had bloodshot eyes and she was slurring her words, not to mention a slight odor of alcohol on her breath. According to the documents obtained by TMZ, Melissa said she was hit by another driver and they fled the scene. However, the police noticed some damage to the side of Melissa's black Cadillac Escalade, amazing car, as well as damage to a tree right nearby. The officer then goes on to say that a witness said that they saw the car sitting in an intersection for a long period of time and specifically said that Melissa was the only car in this accident. They then did a field sobriety test on Melissa and made the decision that she was in fact intoxicated and ended up putting her in the back of the police car. They said in the back of her car there was fresh droplets and they believed that to be alcohol. TMZ did reach out to Melissa and she did not provide a comment to them. It was only her lawyer, but she did reply to a comment on Instagram, which is a place to reply to a comment. Now, someone commented and they're going on about like, I pray you don't see any of these negative comments. I was in the exact same situation. Don't forget that you're a beautiful, blessed human, blah, blah, blah. Melissa replies saying, thank you. Life really sucks right now and I'm struggling, but I'm trying to march forward. But thank you for the sweet words in what seems like a world of negativity, ... We're just praying that nobody got hurt by this, that nobody was injured. This is obviously a horrible thing. A lot of people in the comments were saying that they know someone who has passed away because of the actions of a drink driver. So again, I can't believe that that was her statement after all of this. It's absolutely horrible. I hope she does get the help she needs, and I hope she does learn from her mistakes as well. So once the court proceeding does happen, I will make sure to update you guys, probably on YouTube Shorts. That's where I was able to update you guys on this originally. And one more moment for the mugshot, because crazy. Oh, like this is a crazy mugshot. Oh, that sucks. That is a bad mugshot. Okay, on to the rookie candidates. Now, this is so exciting. I've loved watching their journey so far this season and watching them blossom. So let's go through who made the team. Firstly, we have Brenly from Texas Tech, Madeline Yu, who is from the University of Nebraska Scarlet Dance Team, Jenna, who is a comeback girl, and I am so excited for Jenna. I honestly felt like she should have made it last season over some other people, but that's not my place to say. I love that she was able to come back and make the team this year. She is absolutely beautiful and she has been amazing so far this season. Morgan, who comes from the Arizona State Dance Team. Parker, who is a former Dallas Cowboys rhythm and blues dancer. She was also on the cheer team for the University of Texas Longhorns as well. And lastly, Faith, who is a dancer from Australia and New Zealand. Now, Faith has received a lot of criticism for her ponytail, which I think is so unfair because firstly, it looks amazing. Secondly, she's not the first DCC to ever wear a ponytail or pigtails. Faith is from Perth, Australia, which is so different to Dallas, Texas. They're completely different worlds. As someone from Australia, I feel like I need to vouch for Faith so much because obviously in Australia, we have influencers, we have creators, we have like every type of people that Americans do as well. But we are very different to America in the way our personalities come across, in the way we perceive ourselves and perceive others. So people are saying like Faith is way too over the top and fake. Like, I would love for a lot of these people to see people who are actually fake from Australia. This is just Faith being a beautiful, bubbly, fun person. And again, she's not from Texas or college. Like, she didn't go to a college state dance team or anything like that. She didn't cheer in college. She comes from a completely different world. And as an Australian, trust me, she is doing fine. She is not one of these fake influencers that we see online. She is absolutely killing it. And she's an amazing dancer on top of that. And I think a lot of people need to look past the ponytail and see that, because some of y'all are acting like the ponytail has killed families. Like, honestly, it's just a ponytail. It's not that big of a deal. I hate seeing comments when people are like, who is the weakest rookie? Like, who out of the rookies do you think is going to get cut? And people are saying Faith. And I was like, have you seen footage of Faith dancing compared to some of the other rookies or even some of the veterans? Like, Faith is doing very well for herself. Like, trust me, she is fine. And again, people might say I'm biased because I'm from Australia, but I feel like, again, a lot of people are in a bubble over there and they don't really see how other people act. So I'm just vouching for my girl over here. Now on to the All-Stars for the 2025-2026 season. If you guys don't know what All-Stars are a select group of girls who have retired. They come back and help out with appearances when needed. Sometimes after the Lighthouse Miller that the girls do, they'll go inside and then the All-Stars will go and dance around the plaza. They will get photos, do meet and greets, sign things. So it's pretty much just like a filler for when the regular team is doing the other important things. Not to mention, if someone is severely injured or is unable to make game day, which is obviously very rare because you have to clear your whole schedule for game day. But if someone is super sick and they can't dance, then somebody from the All-Stars team will step in. I don't know how it works. I don't know if they have to audition or I don't know how it's selected, but they are girls who are very well tenured, who know the dancers, are able to really just step in at the last minute and help out. So we have Kelsey, Claire, Jada, Amani, Ali, Rebecca, Shandi, and Darian, and they are like, they're not always together. Sometimes they'll be in smaller groups, but those are the ones we've seen so far step in for the 2025 All-Stars team. It has seemed like in years previous that girls have hung around for a really long time in All-Stars. Like we've seen some girls do it for like 5 years after they've retired. But I feel like in recent years, they've really kind of shut that down, and it's been the girls for about 2 or 3 years after they've retired. Then they'll switch it up with a new bunch of girls who have recently retired. Now on to the Charlie Kirk assassination, and not my place to speak on what happened. Again, I'm from Australia. I don't think anybody should be assassinated in general. So that's all I'm going to say politically about that. Again, we are a completely different world in Australia. Like, this is so far out of my realm. I do feel like what happened though is a massive part of US history, somebody being gunned down for their political views, even if you agree with them or not. Again, not going into that. But I do want to say that a lot had come out of it. A lot of people had spoken out about it, for or against Charlie Kirk, that had never kind of really said anything online about their political views before. Even I see some in Australia, and I was like, I know that you do not have anything to do with policies in America. So it was very weird to see that. Again, it really showcased who was in support of Charlie's views and who weren't. So I'm going to talk to you guys about who came out and spoke fondly and reposted things about Charlie Kirk in a positive way. So this included Tori, Brooklyn, Madeline Yu, Sophie, Reese, Allison, Jalissa, and Marissa. And some of the past DCCs were Rachel W, Katiana, Kelsey, Claire, and Amanda. Amanda, obviously, that's always gonna happen. I've spoken before that Texas is obviously a red state. There are parts that are blue though. I have visited Austin, Texas before, and it seemed very progressive and blue. But for the majority, Texas is a red state. So a lot of those don't really surprise me about how many girls came out to support Charlie Kirk and his family. The one that I was kind of shocked about was Kelsey. Now, Kelsey seemed like she was very well-spoken, intelligent, and progressive when it came to a lot of the topics that Charlie talked about. So that was one that was really surprising for me, that she was in support of him. Something else that came out of this that I found really fascinating, at the same time, there was a trend that was, unfortunately, I do love, to the song Rocky Mountain Way, and it was like a list of things that like people loved. And Jada came out and said, finding out who people voted for, which I feel like is a very liberal thing to say. And again, I was kind of shocked that she just said that so publicly. She was also wearing her DCC outfit when she posted this, which was very interesting because I feel like DCC probably shouldn't be doing political things while representing the organization. So whilst all power to Jada for speaking her mind on that, it was just a very interesting thing, and a lot of people picked up on it online. Now, the next thing I want to talk about briefly is the pay. Now, this is an interesting one because there hasn't been a crazy amount of talk since the 400% pay rise that came out at the end of America's Sweetheart Season 2. That was obviously massive news. Obviously, the girls should be getting paid a bit more because of the amount of work they do, and especially now that they have just been skyrocketed into the universe because of Netflix. Now, Megan posted a TikTok, and it was just like her lip syncing to a sound. And the caption was, "When people think I make 6 figures now, I'm a DCC." Now, let's not forget, there was apparently a 400% pay rise. She said that herself at the end of America's Sweetheart Season 2. Someone commented on that TikTok and said, "People forget that even if you multiply the minimum wage by 4, it's still not high, especially when the pay is hourly." Megan liked that and said, "It's the fact that our minimum wage increased by 33%. 33, 400, very different, obviously. Now, I can exclusively reveal as well from a very reliable source that this is a big topic still in the DCC this year. Since the fallout of the pay last year, this is still a big thing, and people are treading lightly on the topic. It makes me wonder if it will be a topic again in Season 3 of America's Sweethearts. Next up, I want to talk about YouTube and DCC. So as we know, a lot of the DCC are in their influencer era, I guess, with the new Netflix show coming out, really shining light on them. A lot of the girls are focusing on TikTok and Instagram, so very short form content, very easy on the go. But I want to talk a little bit about the longer form platform, which is YouTube. That's where we're here today. We know Kleine has been doing it for probably the longest on the team. Second to that is Ava, followed by Kylie, who just recently started. Huge respect to the girls that do it, because obviously I'm here, I understand how long it takes to film and edit, especially if you're doing something like a game day, trying to film while everything else is happening around you. There's so much happening. So kudos to them for actually taking the time and putting the effort to do YouTube. And I'm gonna link all 3 YouTube channels below as well. It's a great way to support the girls as well by watching their content. So make sure you go and check them out. A few little stats here though. So Ava has been on YouTube for about 3 years. She was vlogging a lot when she was in college, but obviously now she's in DCC. She's doing a lot of game days. Get ready with me is a bit of Q&A here and there. She's also done a little bit of travel, but I would say 90 to 95% of her content is DCC, which is great. She's really capitalizing on her niche. At the time of this filming, Ava has just over 47,000 subscribers. Next up, we have Kleine. Now, Kleine has been vlogging for just over 11 months. Similar situation, mostly game day vlogs, a few get ready with me's, a few other little things. She's done a little bit of travel. I think she went to Switzerland recently, so she did a video on that. She did a house tour as well. So it's good to see her kind of expand a lot more, especially because this might be her last year at DCC. So you have to be able to keep up the momentum once you leave so that you are able to retain your subscribers, because I think it was Kat that said in season 1, like once you take the uniform off, you're pretty much a nobody, like you're a superwoman with it on. So being able to capitalize now on DCC and hopefully retaining those subscribers is the best thing that Kleine could do. At the time of this filming, Kleine is sitting on 41,300 subscribers. Lastly, we have Kylie. Now, Kylie's only been on YouTube for about 8 months now, and she has 11 videos up. 10 of those are DCC related. The other one is a travel vlog. Early days for her, but I'm really excited to see what else she is able to produce. Now, Kylie has a whopping 60,000 subscribers, the most out of the other 2, and she's been doing it the longest. You're probably thinking, how is that possible? But she is capitalizing on YouTube Shorts like it's nobody's business. She is doing so well at that. There's one video of her dancing on the sidelines that has 4.2 million views. Now, there is no editing required in this. She's literally just dancing on the sidelines to whatever song it is. Another one very similar to her dancing on the sidelines has 1.4 million views. Plus, the 3rd game day vlog she ever posted has 679,000 views, which is way more than Ava and Kleine have even been able to reach. This is a massive feat. So kudos to Kylie, and I hope she's able to, again, capitalize on this as much as possible, because I honestly think she is stunning. She looks like an absolute Barbie doll. So let's keep it going, Kylie. You got this. Again, I'm going to link their channels below, so make sure you go follow them along. You can get great insights and behind the scenes of game days, and it's again a great way to support the girls financially. Next up is the rotating point, and I can't even believe that this is a topic that we have to discuss, because myself and many other people that I've seen online think this is absolutely ridiculous. So I believe it was pre-2018, there was always one point. And when I say point, it's the point of the triangle in the signature dance Thunderstruck. That was the coveted position. There was only one point for the entire season for Thunderstruck, and it was a massive honor and a privilege to be given that position. Again, I think it was 2019 onwards or 2018. They ended up changing that. So the way that Thunderstruck works, they dance in, I believe it's like a rectangle, and then they go into a triangle, and then another rectangle, and then back into a triangle. So there ended up being 2 triangles in the Thunderstruck dance. Now, again, 2018, 2019 on, they ended up having 2 points, one for each triangle in the Thunderstruck dance, and that started with Maddie and Amy. Now, I personally wasn't fond of it at the time. I understood it. It's great to give an opportunity to somebody else as well. So there were 2 points, but I still just thought like that 1 point is like so amazing to have that one spot, because you can be a group leader, but you are one of 4 group leaders. Like, this is like the one spot. I got over it. The 2 people point, it's no big deal. Life happens. I moved on. Now this year they've decided to rotate who's at the point for every game. Oh, I really don't like that. A lot of people agree with me, and I would love to hear your thoughts on this. So please comment below if you think there should be a rotating point, if you're happy with 2, or would you rather be a traditionalist like me? I'm the biggest oh my God, I can't even speak. I'm the biggest traditionalist out there. I believe there should be 1 point. But again, I would love to hear your thoughts on the rotating points. This point of the year, the rotating points have been Megan, Kylie, Leah, Tori, and Sophie. Again, I think it's just lost its meaning, and I would die on the hill, and I'm probably crashing out a little bit over this. But again, I feel like I'm such a traditionalist that I really just, such a coveted spot. So it'll be interesting how they actually address that in season 3 of America's Sweethearts. But again, I would love to hear your thoughts on that. So make sure you comment them below. Next up, I want to talk about the groups for the 2025-2026 season, and I'm going to put this lovely graph up here. Now, I believe this was made by DCC Updates. They are a great update account on Instagram. I absolutely love them. Always looking at their stuff, so make sure you go follow them. I will link them below. I've tried to watch as much footage as I can from all 4 groups, and my power rankings for the groups are 1, 2, 4, and 3. From what I've seen online, Group 1 looks absolutely amazing. I feel like Charlie and Ariel especially have really stepped up as veterans. They're looking a lot more powerful, a lot more consistent in their second year. Megan is an absolute powerhouse and is the leader for Group 1. I think she has just been amazing this year and really set the standards for Group 1. Honorable mentions as well for Group 1 are Camilla and Faith. Again, both incredible dancers. I feel like all the dancers in Group 1 are really able to stand out as performers, but make every dance look cohesive. Their lines are always really straight. They're always powerful. So shout out Group 1. They have my #1 power ranking so far this season. Like I said, my lowest ranking was Group 3. Now, even like this morning, I watched another clip from them, and everything that I've seen online on game days from different angles, their lines always seem to be super messy. Their facial expressions just aren't really there. Some of them, they don't look slow, but maybe it's just like a lack of power almost. And that's going from rookies all the way to 5th years. I'm not saying everyone in the group is bad, but I feel like there's definitely a lack of cohesion and a lack of united front there. Like, again, it just doesn't seem like the greatest group. I feel like they're getting severely outdanced, especially by Group 1, but again, Group 1, 2, and 4 in total. Group 3 just doesn't seem to be, again, cohesive or powerful as the others. Again, I just want to reiterate, this is my opinion, and this is just from what I've been able to see online. I'm not at every game day. I'm not looking at all of their quarter dances. And again, it's just my opinion, and don't throw me to the coals for that. We all have our own opinions. There are 3 girls I want to talk about as well who I feel like have really stepped up this year and are looking incredible. I've mentioned 2 of them earlier, Ariel and Charlie. I think they have, again, stepped up as veterans. They are way more powerful. They really seem to have found their feet, found their home. I'm not saying they were bad last season, but I'm just saying the progression, they just look so much better this year. And I'm so excited to hopefully see them a bit more in season 3 of America's Sweethearts. Another one is McKenna. I think she is definitely a future point if we get back to the 1 or 2 points, but she has been amazing. Her facials are great. She's so powerful, and I think she's just absolutely stepped up this year. Now, the next thing I want to talk about, I feel like, I don't know if it's been swept under the rug at DCC. I don't know if the girls have been spoken to. I don't even know if it's going to be a topic of America's Sweetheart season 3, but it's the internet and things get put out there that we probably don't want to see. And again, let's not forget, these are girls in their 20s. I hung out with people that were questionable in my late teens, early 20s as well. But Abby and Maddie have been seen to be hanging out with these bunch of guys. It's mainly like 2 guys who are OnlyFans creators. They have been pretty controversial in the past. They highly sexualize themselves. They have been arrested for being like drunk in public and fighting. They're just like not the kind of people you really want to associate yourself with, especially if you're meant to be one of America's Sweethearts. And again, the image that DCC portrays are not the image of what Maddie and Abby are doing hanging out with these guys. Again, there's nothing wrong with hanging out with these guys. I don't think they will get reprimanded in any way, but I just think they're probably not the crowd you want to be hanging around with or be seen with, because again, I feel like maybe these guys are using the girls and using like DCC for clout because of who they are. but hopefully they're not hanging out with them anymore, because I think both of them are great girls, Maddie Yu and Abby. Abby's one of my favorite on the team, but these aren't the guys you want to be associating with. So I highly doubt anything is going to come of it, but there have been screenshots posted of these girls on their stories, so we'll see where that ends up. Lastly, I just want to talk about retirements. Now, again, very early in the season, but some girls do come out pretty much when the team is announced and say, I'm excited to be going back for my final year. This will be my 5th and final year. Something along those lines. So there have been a few retirement announcements already. So we have Megan, Tori, and Madeline S. Now those 3 have announced that they will be retiring at the end of the season, which they've all completed 5 seasons. They've all done amazing in their tenure. So I'm really excited to go and see what they do next, because I'm sure they're going to thrive. They've been great ambassadors for DCC, and I'm really, again, excited to see what they do next. I think next year will be one of those years where there will be a high turnover. Last year, or this year even, there was, I think, 6 rookies. I feel like we're gonna have definitely more than 6 retirements, or even cuts in there as well from some veterans. So I highly believe that this will be a big turnover, and we will see a massive rookie class next year, because there is a lot of 5th years in there. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. This has been so much fun. Again, I've just been taking notes all season, kind of seeing what's happening and compiling it. So to be able to sit down and film this today has been so much fun. And I finished my tea as well. So hopefully you finished your glass of wine. Hopefully you had some popcorn as well. But let me know what you thought of this video. Let me know. I want to hear your opinions on every single thing I said. Again, I love to talk to you guys about this. So comment below. Let's have a conversation about it. Especially the Melissa stuff, like, wild. Oh my God, I can't, like, even her mugshot, just like, I can't believe she did that. I can't believe she hasn't come out and like publicly apologized or anything like that. So wild scenes, but it's so exciting to have you guys here today. Don't forget, you can keep up with me in real time. Follow me on Instagram and TikTok. Charlotte Scott with an extra T on the end and an underscore. You can message me there. I love chatting to you guys. And I'm actually going to America this month. I feel like I go to America a lot actually, so it's not really a big deal. But if you guys have any recommendations, I've done like the major things. Like I've had Raisin Cane's, I've had In-N-Out Burger, I've done like a lot of touristy stuff, but I want to do like a snacks trying thing. Like I've had like gummy classes and stuff, but if you guys have any snack recommendations, I want to do like an Australian tries American snacks and things like that. Or like if there's a certain like I've had Olive Garden and everything, but if there's anything you guys want me to try, I think it would be so much fun. So let me know below as well. I also have a request form in my description. So if you guys want me to cover a certain DCC topic, talk about anything, it doesn't have to be DCC, make sure you fill out that form in my description below. You can remain completely anonymous as well, so don't stress about that. I have another DCC video coming out next week as well, so make sure you stay tuned for that. I'm so excited to have you guys today, so thank you guys so much. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.